Hey, I'm going to show you how to find and use a sprite sheet. So we're here at Spriter's Resource, a great place to go, and one guy on YouTube uses this, and that's where I think I originally found it. So from here, I am going to go to the NES, Nintendo Entertainment System, and look for The Legend of Zelda, which must be under L. There he is. For some reason, The Legend of Zelda. I guess sometimes they include the and they don't. Here, I'm going to be looking for overworld enemy, and I'm going to be using this little guy, the little red Octorok. My new game I'm making is called The Legend of Octorok. So basically, this little guy is your main character, and he's going to go attack all the friendly people. So I'm going to save image as, and I'm going to put it inside my GameMaker Studio parent folder. And there's my new project I just started. And actually, yeah, that'll work. I'll call this OW enemies. And I'm going to use then GameMaker Studio to extract that sprite out of there. So now, from within GameMaker Studio here, is brand new file. I just created this. I'm going to say create sprite. I'm going to SPR, of course, red oct. And we're going to edit sprite, even though there's nothing there yet. But from the sprite edit window, we're going to choose file, create from strip. So that's what my sprite sheet is considered in GameMaker as a strip. So there's that I just downloaded. And so this is the sprite sheet extracting window. And you can see you have two of them facing left, two down, two right, and two up. Well, all I really have to do is make one of these animations, then I'll use GameMaker to make the other ones. So I'm going to just make my animation be the two facing to the left, since they're on the top left here. And so I know I actually want two images, and the reason there's two is it's hard to see here, but his little nose is close to his body there, and then it kind of pushes out on that one, and the same for each one of these. So it kind of looks a little animated, and I think his feet wiggle a little bit, but it looks really small. But you can bring them larger inside GameMaker, and it'll stretch and pixelate a little bit. That's kind of the look I want anyways. So I want two images, and you can see it made it vertical, so I need to say, well, there's actually two in a row, and it's far too large. So I'm going to say maybe that's about 16 by 16. It looks like it's pretty close to the right size. Except, actually, it looks like it's about 18 by 18. Let's try that. And now there's a little gap between one guy and the next. And so down here at the bottom, I need to say between each box is a gap of, and I start pretty low, and then I just keep increasing that number until the gap fits, which it looks like it does right about there. So once you have the exact things you want inside of the boxes, then you hit OK. And now when I hit the show preview button, it's kind of hard to see, he is dancing along really fast. And so I need to slow that down a little bit. And by the way, changing the speed here doesn't slow down the actual animation, it just slows down how fast it's playing back to me. And so I'm going to say animation, let's stretch this out a little bit, and I'm going to make it a multiple of 2 to keep it even, but let's say I want it to be 8 frames long. That's much better. He looks more relaxed now, not quite so hyper. So there we go. There's my sprite red oct. I should probably put underscore left since that one is facing left. And then all I need to do is, instead of going back and doing that same sprite extraction and getting the up, down, and right, I'm just going to duplicate this guy and call him almost the same thing, red oct, and let's make this one up. And this one I can edit, and since he's already animated nicely. All I need to do is, instead of going to each one and opening it and rotating it, that'd be silly, we can do all of them at once from this window by going to, wait for it, there it is, rotate. And then of course you can see the pattern we're going to be doing here. You could do any number of things, but I just want to rotate at 90. Hit OK. OK. And OK. Now I have this guy animated up, and then I'm going to repeat that process quickly. So SPR red oct right. So I'm just duplicating, now rotating another 90 degrees. Okay. And we're going to be using this later, so depending on which direction you're going, he faces the right direction. Okay, okay, looks good. Better save as we're working, of course. And then I'll duplicate again. SPR red oct down. Edit sprite and rotate. Face down. Now, one mistake I noticed that I made already is that I forgot to enlarge the first one, so all 4 of them are quite small. So I'm actually going to scale this guy. Oh my. Whoa, scale was not the right one. Stretch, there it is. Don't scale. That keeps it 16 by 16. The scale scales the contents of the things in the box. I'm sorry, I want stretch. Hey, now you know what scale does. I'm going to stretch this to 32 pixels. Hit OK. Ah, that's what I want. And since I didn't do it on the first one, I get to go through and do it on the rest of them. So learn from my mistake, kids, and do the resize or stretch to the size that you want before you start duplicating them. So that's how you extract from a sprite sheet, and then if you have them facing different directions, how to do that. Enjoy.